The Nifty is trying to bounce back in what we call a minor fourth wave. Now, an impulse usually has 5 waves, which means something on the downside is still pending in the short term. Now, if you look across the world, US tried to bounce back a little bit yesterday, but the Nasdaq still closed down. So there is still weakness. In Asia, Japan is flat. Malaysia is falling into a fifth wave very sharply. Taiwan is giving back some of the gains it made yesterday. China is also sort of slightly down. So it's not really a great setup right now. And the reason I think is that the market is still paying attention to bond yields, right? That's been the center of the problem, the bond market sell-off, and that doesn't seem to be completely over. You may get a one-day setback because things move too fast, but overall the trend remains in force for higher yields or higher interest rates, and I think that's the risk that we'll all be paying attention to, especially as Indian bond yields also started to rise in the last 2 days. Of course, they sold off yesterday in the second half. This opened lower today. But I don't think you can stay away from an overall trend if that is what is going to be the case. And the currency market is where we really lost control, right? In India, we're losing control on the currency market. In the US, it's the bond market. The currency market, RBI can't intervene now beyond this point. And if the currency is falling, you can't cut interest rates, which means you are forced to raise them at some point of time whenever they decide. In the US, you have a bond market falling, which means the intervention has to come in the form of either yield curve control or quantitative tightening or some kind of bond buying program or something else. Until all those measures really show up, this crisis will continue to stretch. Now, I don't think it's going to happen till Donald Trump is, comes into office, which is the 20th. And after that, there will be initially several announcements, some of which will surprise us positively, negatively. So the volatility probably continues into the month end, and month end is going to be our budget, 1st of February. So I think basically the weakness in the markets continues into the budget. That is my sense of the overall setup that we are getting. We may see an improvement after that because we may have capitulated. We still don't see capitulation in the form of selling volumes, and that is also another thing that I'm continuously watching, because we've seen a sell-off in markets, but we haven't really seen capitulation. So that's all, and I'll catch you all later.